That's a big thing. And yes, that's true. However, because we are alive today, because we woke up today, then it's now on us to not just go with the flow and just go with the system or just and be on survival mode, but really ask ourselves, how am I going to thrive today? How am I going to be better today? In what ways? When it comes to your main thing, your name list, how can you build your name list today? How can you invite the next person on your name list today? Decide to show another plan today. These are small decisions that maybe you can say, oh, if I don't build my name list, if I don't invite the next person on my list, if I don't show another plan today, it's not really going to make a lot of difference. And that might be true. However, that might also be like the fried chicken and rice decision that you made yesterday, last week, last year, okay, that has led to the health challenges that you might be facing today, right? So the small decision, the mundane decision with the big impact would be the decisions that have something to do with your name list, decisions that have something to do with inviting people on your name list, decisions that have something to do with showing the plan and following up and teaching your people by your example on how to do that as well. A lot of times, fighting for your dreams is also a decision that we make. And it's a decision that we actually make on a daily basis. How do we fight for our dreams? A lot of times, we start by fighting the biggest dream stealer that we have. And no, that's not your wife or your husband. That's not your mother-in-law, okay? But it really is you. We are our biggest dream stealers. We are the ones who decide. No one can make decisions for us. At the end of the day, even death, although you might say that you have no choice, about when you're going to die, but we all have a choice on how we're going to die, right? So everything has a choice. So what is the choice that we're going to make today as entrepreneurs? Our very thing is creating something out of nothing. So when we look at what we have and we say, I have nothing, well, guess what? That means there's an opportunity for you to create something out of that nothing. Or if you look at what you have and you say, I only have this amount of time because now I'm working from home, but I also have the kids and I'm tutoring and I'm also now homeschooling, or I'm also, preparing meals, or I'm also doing other stuff because people can't come to my home. Well, guess what? You still have time. I'm sure you have time for Netflix. I'm sure you have time for Facebook. You wouldn't be so stressed about the pandemic if you didn't have time to read the news and just go through your social media and keep scrolling and work yourself up into a frenzy of fear, right? So instead of using your time to go on social media or to shop online, okay, for things that you might not necessarily need, why don't you use that time and really build it up and add it up to your QNet business hours? That's a choice. That's a decision. Who decides to do that? It's not your upline. It's not your family, but it's you. If you decide, all it takes is a decision. A decision in terms of how you're going to use your time, a decision in terms of where you're going to focus your attention, okay? A decision in terms of how you can guard your store hours, your business hours, so that you can thrive by being better in building your name list, in inviting the next person, in showing another plan, and ultimately so that you can reaffirm the decision you make to use the products that you have of QNet and to remain in QNet because you've made the choice to make this your main thing. So make it your main thing and decide to do that on a daily basis. Remember, the decision that you make today and the decision that you make each and every day, and it can be that same decision. In fact, it most likely, and it should be the same decision. But the same decision that you make on a daily basis. Because that decision will be attacked, will be challenged, will be questioned by the dream stealer in you and by the dream stealers around you, by the circumstances around you, by the situation that you're in. These situations and challenges are all very real, and they can challenge, and they will challenge your decision to stay focused, to stay true to your main thing. And that's why you need to make that one time, that decision, major decision you made to do QNet, and you need to make that every day. And not think that just because you were so excited a year ago, a month ago, a week ago, a day ago, that you will remain excited and motivated and fired up today. So decide, because the decision that you make today, forget the decision you made yesterday, but the decision you make today is what's going to determine your results tomorrow. How did I get here in this rural and remote location, learning to be a farmer? I didn't ever think I would be a farmer. I didn't even have any interest in planting anything in my entire life. Yes, I loved my fruits and vegetables, but I loved eating them, not planting them. However, it was one decision that I made years ago, which was the decision to raise myself up so I can help mankind. That decision I made over 20 years ago, that has really defined all of the small decisions that I have made ever since. Because one last way to make sure you're making a better decision today is you go back to your why, like I said, and not drift, so that you don't drift. So for me, it was because of that decision that now created a ripple effect of small decisions. And finally, I woke up one day and say, how did I ever become a farmer? But I asked that question with great joy, because I could not imagine doing anything else than what I am doing today. What decisions do you have to make today? Is it a decision to, restart your business? Maybe it's a decision to re-look at your track record. If 10 out of the 10 presentations you showed resulted in a rejection, you can decide to now say, where did I go wrong? Or take it a step further and maybe ask your upline to be with you in your next call so that she or he could give you feedback because you want to get better. Maybe, you've been stalling and really, delaying on your decision to really apply yourself more to our business. So you can make a different decision today, still aligned with your why of wanting to change your life, your why of wanting to provide a better future for your family, your why of being able to pay off your debts, your why of being able to secure, and give your, elderly parents a quality of life. Whatever that why is, it remains the same. Go back to your main thing and decide to focus on your main thing so that you don't drift. Go back to your main thing and decide to care even more for your main thing, more than anything else, more than your reputation, more than the rejections and the hurt feelings that you have because of the rejections, more than, maybe the failings that you've had where you are not in the place where you thought you should be, or you're not yet earning the check that you decided that you would make. It's okay, but just care even more, so that you can apply yourself even more with greater heart, with greater, with greater sincerity when it comes to building your list, inviting the next person on your list, showing the plan to the next person on your list. And remember, the decision that you make today and that same decision that you make and reaffirm and reconfirm on a daily basis will determine your results tomorrow. I know that Be Convention Connect has really been great in connecting us in a different way, but also in, I think, a more personal way, because you've allowed me into your home and you get a peek into my home. And you don't invite strangers into your home easily. But because we are family and through V Convention Connect, we have connected, let's decide to stay connected and remain connected. Because guess what? The bigger the storm, the more we need to hold hands and remain hand in hand so that we don't drift, but let's make sure that the person beside us, on our left and on our right, our team, that we also stay strong, stand strong by holding on strong, remaining connected. Because that's another decision. And that's also an important decision. Thank you so much, everyone. And let's make this whole new world a better world for us, for our family, for our friends, for our teams. God bless you all. I love you.
Everyone around the world, stand up on your chair and clap the loudest for a great message, a powerful message by VP Donna Imson. And